How we doing? Tonight we're doing our first mock draft, and of the first round, we have the crew here tonight. I'm very excited about that. Um, Ready to bring them in and get this thing rolling. We're gonna start from the back of the pack first. Here's what we did tonight. Just let everyone know what's going on. So we started where we were. Obviously, we're gonna bring in Matt. We're gonna bring in Jamie. We're gonna bring in Dylan. We're gonna bring in Jason. We're gonna bring in John. Matt is obviously Gonzalo love Matthew doing the Ravens. He's going to be our Ravens guy, but he's also going to have some other teams on his shot on his clock tonight. So let's bring that in right away and get Matt in here. These are Matt's teams tonight. He corrected me already and brought in the Broncos. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, Adam? Thanks for having me on. It's a good night to do a drive into the top sports NFL show. I'm excited to talk to all the guys. It's good to see everybody backstage. I'm ready to get this show on the road, man. I'm excited about my picks. I did a little bit of research today. I've been kind of toying with everything that I've been, researching and putting in the slots. So go ahead, man. Let's bring everybody else on.
We are. We're going to bring Dylan in next. I'm going to bring up Dylan's teams, and we're going to bring Dylan in. He will be representing the Jaguars tonight. Dylan, what's going on, buddy?
Thanks, guys, and don't steal my players with your picks.
Yeah, okay. That's the whole point of that. That's the whole point of this, buddy. All right. Next, we are bringing in our Bills. One half of the Bills tonight. Jamie, there's his teams coming up on the screen.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? And I'm still one of the very few people still living in New York State, upstate New York. Haven't moved out.
All right. All right. Next, we're going to bring in our Packers guy. Just ready to get things rolling here with Jason.
Guys, how you doing? Adam, it's a pleasure to be on the show as always. Matt, good to see you again. Dylan, good to see you again. Jamie, always a pleasure to see you guys again. I'm looking forward to doing our mock drafts for the first round tonight. I think we're going to have some fun tonight, gents.
All right, let's do it.
Always.
Yep.
Obviously, we have me already on the screen, but I'll call up my teams real quick. Obviously, I'm representing the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight. So that's that. And let's bring up the one who drew the one ball, the wrestling guy, wrestling fan, also the Niners rep, John.
Guys, how we doing? How's everyone doing tonight?
Good.
Awesome. Let's get this going, guys.
Did Gomes ever follow you back, Johnny?
Did who?
Gomes.
Unfortunately, not yet, no. But I'm working on it. Great guy to meet in person, though. He was awesome. He had lunch in my restaurant. He was a good guy to talk to. So let me hold the ring. Let me put it on. It was a good experience.
Good. We like to hear about good experiences around here. So John, let's get this thing started.
Awesome. So number one, obviously Chicago Bears. They've had some little lackluster at quarterback. Nothing really consistent. So I took a look of who they can really go for. There's a lot of names right now for quarterback, obviously. Honestly, after looking at the combine, looking at what the options are, what they need for that team, I think they've gone with the options of having someone run and gun, things like that. I think they need someone, especially this gentleman being at 6'2", 219 pounds, a guy who's accurate as hell, almost 70% of his passes in college, 27-1, winning a national championship. I think J.J. McCarthy is the man that the Bears need to draft, to go with him, and to solidify them with a solid guy under center and to catapult them to what they need and what they do in their division.
Oh, okay.
That's already number one, Jason. You come out with a smoke screen. McCarthy at number one. Ooh.
Absolutely. Right. Yep.
I love that pick, John. We were talking about this, and I was like, "Fuck Williams, he sucks." I
think watch him. If you watch McCarthy, you watch the combine, you watch this kid. I mean, like I said, watch the footage. Watch him in college. His accuracy is crazy. When he needs to run, he does. But with the Fields era going over, and you need a guy who's going to get in that pocket, tall enough, 6'2", can get the ball in those tight pockets. Like, I think he's the guy that's really going to take them to where they want to be for now and in the future as well.
I like it. I like it. So I am on the clock for the Washington Commanders right now. They are also looking at quarterback, and I'm sure they're all scratching their head because Caleb Williams wasn't taken. But I seriously think they would still go with Jaden Daniels out of LSU. That is the choice. I'm putting it in.
It would
10
definitely
rushing
be him or Drake May.
last
That's
year,
what I would
40 in the air, really good season. I just think he's to be a good fit for this team, and that's me.
All right.
Wow.
Keep in mind the coordinator for the Commanders now is Cliff Kingsbury, the offensive coordinator, and he's an air raid type of head coach, as we know. So he's going to want a Kyler Murray air raid type guy. And Jaden Daniels is like that, but he's bigger than Kyler Murray, much bigger.
Much bigger.
And Joe Dotson, and I think it's going to be a good core.
I think third on the board now is Jason.
Yeah, third on the board right now, New England Patriots. And I know that obviously the Patriots have so many holes on their roster, more than Swiss cheese. We know that quarterback is the one main position that they're looking at right now. I know they like Jaden Daniels. I know they would like J.J. McCarthy, but I think they're going to take Drake May. It just seems to me like Drake May is the guy that's going to slip to him there at number 3. Obviously, the Bears, like John Anthony said, the Bears seem pretty sold on Caleb Williams. Commanders seem sold on somebody else. I think Drake May goes to New England at number 3. That seems to be the safe comfort pick for the Pats that high up in the draft for him.
Okay. So it's a run on quarterbacks.
Hey, I'm up,
stop
guys.
before?
So the Arizona Cardinals at number 4. This is an interesting one. The Cardinals are another team like the Patriots. They have a lot of holes, but they're a young team, and obviously with a second-year head coach and Gannon, Jonathan Gannon, yep, as their second-year head coach. And they're a team that's kind of building for long-term success, meaning not winning now, but just drafting and developing a lot of young players to get ready for the future. And I think one of these players is wide receiver. You may know this name. Peyton Manning definitely knows his father. Ladies and gentlemen, I think with the 4th overall pick in the 2024 Driving to the Top Productions mock draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver, Ohio State.
You're killing me, Jamie. God.
I want the Bills to trade up for him, but I don't think they're going to let anybody's going to let that happen. But
nope,
you can't. But you can't
be a king's ransom.
You can't pass up on a talented wide receiver who's trying to carve his own legacy, but has got bloodlines. And
you talk about that generational
he's actually
talent.
taller
That's
than his father, but he's just as productive. And I think with the Cardinals, he can flourish with a young team.
By the way, was Caleb at 101? Just checking, John.
Caleb?
Yeah, did Caleb Williams go 101?
No, he didn't.
No, he's still up there.
He's still on the board.
Yep.
Wow.
I don't think the Chargers are taking him.
Is he staying in Sandy? Is he staying in the state of California, Dylan?
No, because they got Justin Herbert, but the Chargers all going to go offense. And unlike you guys, we're not taking a quarterback, we're not taking a wide receiver, we're going ugly Joe Alt from Notre Dame.
He's a generational tackle prospect, so that's a fantastic pick.
Definitely the number 1 tackle in the draft, I think, right now.
What's his name?
He starts at left tackle for 25 teams
guy
right now.
too,
Joe Alt?
Notre Dame. So
All right. So I
Who was
think
that
I
guy?
am on the. I think I'm on the clock now, fellas.
Holy
Yeah,
crap!
It kind of threw a wrench in my plan with Caleb Williams being there at 6. I
That
had
makes these
the
fun.
I had the Giants taking a wide receiver at 6. I had them taking Neighbors or Rome Odunze, but with Williams sitting at 6, I think the Giants are gonna take Caleb. If in this draft, Caleb falls at 6, he's going to New York. So I believe he takes over for Daniel Jones at number 6. So Caleb Williams to the New York Giants at 6.
Danny Dimes.
so then here's my question, man. I like the pick there, obviously, because of circumstances. But what do you do with Daniel Jones when you paid him all that money and then you draft Caleb Williams?
You might have to do a Russell Wilson type of situation where you trade him and eat a lot of that money.
Yep, exactly. And the Giants can afford to eat a lot of that money. I agree with you, Matt. I think they would waste no time at dumping him. What they should have done was they should have given all the money to Saquon, and then they should have tendered the franchise tag on Daniel Jones. But what do I know?
Right, but Jason, as we saw last year, though, the running back position was devalued, and you'd rather overpay to have a quarterback than a running back.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I understand. Yeah, I understand.
Teams figured that out now. That's why.
Yeah, but Daniel Jones is a below-average quarterback who just took advantage of the Vikings' pitiful defense. You could have put up 40 on them.
They had to re-sign him because he was playing good. I mean, it was a judgment.
Playing good. What happened against the Eagles in the playoff game?
It was a judgment signing because he was playing well adequately that they had to re-sign him. They had no choice but to re-sign him at the time.
That's true. So who's on the clock at 7?
That's
that
me
John?
over here with the Titans, baby. So the Titans got a lot of things to look at. Obviously, offensively, they have a couple of spots they need to look at. Honestly, right now, I mean, they can probably find a QB somewhere else in the league, not really drafting something, save some of those picks to fill out the offense and the defense as well on both sides. I think right now, obviously, where they are at 7, they need obviously someone to be catching the ball out from the quarterback. I think Malik Neighbors at LSU, I think that'd be the best bet for the Tennessee Titans. I think put him out there, give yourself a wide receiver 1. Give yourself an option because the running game isn't going to be what it used to be. Obviously, with Derrick Henry leaving, so you're going to need a really good wide receiver coming out of the slot. So I think Neighbors is the way to go.
They do have Tony Pollard, John. Remember that.
That is true. That is true. But you definitely want a young guy, young gun, number 1 to go out there because I mean that play action stuff would go feeding it to Henry is not going to be what it was the past couple of years. So
and obviously Tony Pollard's a different beast than Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's your smash mouth type of running back, whereas Tony Pollard's a guy that can run. He's more of a threat as a pass catching running back.
Yeah, Pollard also give me. It's almost like a Barry Sanders-esque where he'll kind of find the holes. He'll get there for you. Henry was like in your face, north south kind of guy. So, but I think Neighbors kind of adds a little more depth and a little more of a dimension to their offense.
Right.
Oh, wait,
I like that. Malik Neighbors, though, I like that. Fred Rogers right now would be saying, "Won't you be my neighbors?"
Wait, don't the Titans already have Trayvon Burks?
He sucks.
And
He sucks.
That's not what you want to rely on though going into the season.
He's
You got to
garbage.
get yourself a good wide receiver 1.
He's garbage.
You can't pass up on a wide receiver 1. Like I said, I was talking to Matt earlier backstage. I said this could be the deepest wide receiver draft class since the 2014 class with Watkins and Evans.
It's definitely deep to at least the 3rd round. You get some quality, not wide receiver 1s, but definitely some guys that will go out there and give you a shot to run and gun things.
Absolutely. Who's number 8 on the board tonight?
I am with the Atlanta Falcons.
Ooh. Have fun.
Yeah, like it, it says they need the edge, the cornerback, the defensive
They
lineman.
need everything. They just
They
need
need a
everything.
team.
but
They
running
need a
back.
team. That's what they need in Atlanta, man. They need a team.
They don't pick again to a 43. Then they got 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 2 in the sixth, and
I do like Raheem Mozart as their head coach, though. I think that was a good hire by the Falcons.
Raheem Morris is overrated. He flamed out in Tampa.
Morris.
He's going to flame out in Atlanta.
I agree.
Third
I mean,
that.
he has a lot of energy, Jamie. He brings a lot of excitement and attitude and energy to the game. But as a head coach, I don't like him. I think he's better off as one of these coordinators rather than a head coach.
He's
I
Greg
don't know.
Williams. He's better as a coordinator.
I wonder,
I
in
don't
this,
know. Nico
I
Ryan's
wonder
just
in
pretty
this
well
spot
to
right
know.
here, guys, if they would change what they're looking at and go wide receiver right now and take the Oduzu kid.
Roma
That's
Doozy.
what I'm looking at right now. But I do also have a cornerback on this list. Man,
Don't
You
the
know what?
Falcons
You know what
do that?
Romaduze's singing right now? He's singing, "Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam."
Don't the Falcons need a pass rusher like the Falcons? The Falcons haven't gotten any pressure since John Abraham played them.
I have them take. I have them taking a cornerback, and I'm going to stick with it. Cooper Dijon out of Iowa.
Oh, that was going to be my corner if the Bills were
It's
going
not
to
a
go
bad. It's not a
corner.
bad pick. It's a bad pick.
Hey, it's a passing league. Can never have enough corners in this game. Coaches will tell you
Absolutely.
that. We've been
No
saying
lie.
that for how many years in 21st century football? Can never have enough corners. It's a cliche, but it's a huge cliche.
And every Atlanta fan is going, "Why didn't you take Oduzimi right now?" And
Because receivers you can get anywhere, corners you can't. You got to take corners in the first round.
I don't think Cooper DeJean's even the third or fourth best corner in the draft.
check it in. The Sports Dude Hines Show. What's up? What's up?
What's up, sports dude?
I gotta get back on my tick. I gotta get back on the ticker.
Set
All right, next up with the 9th pick, the Bears.
Go Bears.
Yeah.
Jay,
that
I
would-
know you love doing this, being a Packers fan.
Yeah, as much as I wanted to draft the shittiest player in the draft for the Bears, I had to think objectively like an executive here, so I did. And I actually I'm kind of going against the grain on this one, guys. I think with a 9th pick, the Bears are going to take tight end Brock Bowers out of Georgia. Bowers is the best. He's the best tight end prospect in this draft. We know the Bears need to put as many offensive weapons around Caleb Williams as possible. He has soft hands, good size. He's a tough guy to bring down. I like Brock Bowers. I think he goes to Chicago at 9.
4.48 40-yard dash too.
Yep, he's got some speed too. So I like Brock Bowers to Chicago at 9.
So on the clock now with Minnesota Vikings, Dylan at Sports One.
Wait, Jets on the clock.
Yeah, that's me. I got the Jets.
Oh, yeah,
hat,
I'm
remember?
sorry. I skipped it. My bad. See, I mess up.
Nobody's perfect. I gotta work it. Never mind. Anyway, sorry.
So,
Anyway, guys, sorry. I love that song. That was a throwback, Disney throwback. But anyway, back to football. Okay, so we have Robert Saleh and the New York Jets, Jets. Now, I'm not ashamed to do this as a Bills fan because I do like what the Jets are building defensively with Robert Saleh being an awesome defensive coordinator and actually having the defensive success translate as a head coach. They just got to get the offense going. But what do the Jets love that they do with Robert Saleh? They always seem to draft interior D linemen to stop the run or rush the passer. So I'm going to go with a wild card pick here. I'm going to go with at number 10, the New York Jets are going to take Jerzon, a.k.a. Johnny Newton, defensive tackle from Illinois, to shore up the run defense again.
That's a good pick. He's gonna be a quality pick.
Not a bad pick.
I think he's a New York Jet. He fits the Robert Saleh New York Jet mold there.
He'll look great in those new uniforms they just debuted.
You mean they're throwbacks with the black now?
pretty much. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad someone someone got lazy and creative.
I
And
didn't
they
see
were
the
like,
New Jersey brothers,
just
are
do
they
that. Put some
idiots?
color. Cool, do that.
Hey, let's just use our 1980s uniforms and then add a black feature. Okay, cool.
No one will remember that. It's fine. Go with that.
All right,
Yeah,
so this
just
time Dylan is up.
And have Freeman
Yeah,
McNeil and have Freeman McNeil introduce the team every day.
Freeman. You know,
You know
is
what?
Mark Gastineau still alive? Maybe Mark Gastineau could do it.
Oh, jeez.
So at 11, we got the Minnesota Vikings, and that's Dylan, correct?
Yep. And the Minnesota
Hold on,
Vikings are
Bigger
going to
Matt.
get their quarterback of the future. He won't have to change his color because Michael Penix will go from the purple from Washington to the purple in Minnesota.
Michael Penix. Oh, wow. Okay. It's a party.
Left-handed gunner.
I don't even think he's going to get drafted in the first round unless a team panics.
Raiders.
The Dolphins if Joe Clack gets his way.
Joel Klatt.
So I'm on the clock at 12 with the Denver Broncos.
Right,
Let's
I
roll.
don't understand that. I apologize for that in the letter. I just copied what I saw online and sent it out.
It's
and
cool,
someone
buddy.
did a bad typo.
So it's interesting that Rome Odunze is still on the board. I wasn't expecting him to be there. I was expecting him to be going in the top 10. I was thinking they were going to go cornerback here to kind of pair up with
Patrick Surtain.
with Pat Surtain Jr. I was thinking Terrion Arnold goes here at 12.
Oh.
But with Odunze on the board still, I think that the Broncos draft Jerry Jeudy's replacement and they go Rome Odunze at 12. I think he's just too high of a value pick to pass up for defense when this draft is arguably deep in the secondary. So I think that they could probably get a first round value in the early second round for a cornerback. So Odunze is at 12.
Guess that means I'm up with the Raiders at pick 13.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
You're
sir,
on the clock.
So the Raiders have plenty of things to worry about on offense. So if I was them, if I was in that seat, I'd try to sew up my defense. So with that, I would say I'd probably go what I feel is one of the top one or two cornerbacks coming out of the draft right now is Quinyon Mitchell out of Toledo. I think
Very
he's a
good pick.
great quarterback. Yeah, falling. I mean, if he falls to the Raiders, I mean, I don't know if he will fall in actuality the 13th pick. But he's a great guy, a great pick for them. I think defensively, he's a good addition. And while they're trying to sew everything up on the offensive side, I think he's going to help them out with a lot of questions and cure a lot of the questions and be an answer on the defensive side.
And he plays bigger than he is. He's a very physical corner too.
Agreed. Yeah, off the line and going down too. If you don't know him, you're not going to know his name because you never see the back of his jersey. He plays guys hard. And he's never chasing guys. He never gets burned. He's not toast. He stays with his guys. He's good too. So it's a good pick for them.
Mitchell is one of my favorite players in the draft, and I hope he's there at 17, but probably won't be there.
So on the clock at 14 is the New Orleans Saints.
That is me. So the Saints have 14. Denver's second round pick at 45. 149. They got 3 complimentary picks in that 5th round. 167, 169, 174. They have a 6th, 2 6s from the Eagles at 198, and then they're 189, and then Denver's 239. I have them going guard here to help keep the quarterback up off his feet. I have them going Troy Fautanu out of Washington.
All right.
Troy Fautanu.
Not a bad pick.
Nope.
No, not at all.
Out of 993 offensive snaps last year, he had 2 sacks, 3 hits, but he did have 18 hurries, so that might be something that needs worked on from the line perspective.
Who was the pick? I'm sorry, it was breaking up a tiny bit.
15.
Troy Fautanu.
Fatano gets
Troy Fatano at 14.
Okay. Indianapolis is on the clock at pick 15.
Yeah, that would be me. And I really wanted the Colts to get Marvin Harrison Jr. there just to keep it all in the family. But
No shit.
since I had to go with a backup here, I still like the Colts taking a wide receiver at this spot at number 15. So I think they're going to take Adonai Mitchell out of Texas. Kid's got a lot of speed to burn. He has some raw skills, still need to be refined a little bit, but they need to get Anthony Richardson some weapons there. And I think Mitchell has that blend of size, speed, and some soft hands that can really, really develop if he gets the right coaching. So I like the Colts taking out Adonai Mitchell from Texas at 15.
Yeah, that's
That's a
great
good
pick.
pick.
He's fast. He's fast.
He's
Yeah.
super fast.
Yeah, he is. That's great.
Yeah, he's got some jets. He can burn.
Yeah, agreed.
On the clock at 16 is the Seattle Seahawks.
That's
Oh.
that would be me, guys. That's me. So
Yeah, I'm getting there. Sorry, I was writing stuff down.
we have
Sorry,
an,
boys.
Get out of here.
we have an interesting situation with the Seahawks here. I mean, what was the one thing obviously that they were known for with Pete Carroll was the Legion of Boom defense, obviously, and one of their things that they've been known for is having rock'em sock'em corners like Richard Sherman, and then last year taking Devin the Hitman Witherspoon, who I loved. I thought that was a great pick from Seattle the minute he got taken because he's not afraid to lay the boom for his size. Well, guess what? I string their luck, and guess what, folks? A lot of these other teams are going to be drinking the Kool-Aid right now, man, because with the 16th pick in the 2024 NFL
Don't do it.
having the top production mock draft,
Don't do it.
the Seattle Seahawks select Kool-Aid
Come on.
McKinstry,
No, man.
quarterback,
Come
Alabama.
on. No,
He's not even the
man.
best cornerback on his team.
Nope. Kool-Aid.
Good pick. Good pick.
Honestly,
I was gonna take,
Honestly, not
I
to
was
put.
actually going to take Quinn and Mitchell, but somebody stole that from me. So
I'll say this, and not to get into the trade aspect, but I'm almost certain that if Kool-Aid, if Terrion Arnold is sitting at 17, the Ravens are trading up, and they never trade up. But if Terrion Arnold is sitting in the middle of the NFL draft, I think they're going to make a move. That's just me, wishing and hoping and dreaming. But
I can't believe the pass rushers are on the board. I'm like, nobody wants to draft a lineman or a pass rusher.
I was praying
Right.
you guys were going to let him drop to 31.
so
I took a
Dylan's
line-
on the clock at
I
17
took a
with the
lineman
Jacksonville
for the team.
Jaguars.
So-
you know what, Jamie?
so
you
this is the
drafted
first
an
team that
Alabama.
Go ahead,
You
Jen.
drafted an Alabama cornerback. You drafted the wrong one, my friend.
why is that?
Because Terrion Arnold from Alabama is the guy I'm taking right here. He fits a huge need for the Jacks. Jacksonville needs
Who'd
a
you just
corner.
say?
There's
Who was
two
that?
great ones in this draft.
Terrion
One-
Arnold, 17.
That's
I
right.
forgot
That
on my
is a
mock draft, he
sidestep.
was actually ranked
Yep.
ahead of Kool-Aid.
What mock are you looking at?
Yeah, PFF mock draft simulator.
They did have Terrion ranked ahead of him.
Oh, son of a freaking Jimmy Dean biscuit.
Yeah.
Jimmy
So,
Dean sausage,
I'm
not
on-
Jimmy Dean biscuit.
I'm on the clock at 18. I despise this team in the depths of my soul. Like if I would draft Bobby Boucher for them before anybody real.
Now that's some
Like-
high quality H2O there, Matt.
Like I want them to draft the punter. I want them to draft a punter out of Bishop Sycamore. I hate these people.
Bishop Sycamore
They're a punter?
High School.
Are you kidding
Oh my god, I forgot about that. The fake
All right.
high school that played IMG Academy.
Oh.
So the Bengals need help. The Bengals need help at
Everywhere.
tight end, tackle, and interior defensive line the most, according to Pro Football Focus. I think they're going to make a value pick here And the highest rated offensive lineman left on the board, best player available, Talisi Fuaga from
Oregon State.
Oregon State, offensive lineman, can play guard and tackle. So I think that they shore up the offensive line there.
Yeah,
That
I
just
mean,
made my chest
Fuaga might
hurt.
be gone in the top 11, 12 picks if he's there at 18. Woo!
There's a reason we're doing this online and we aren't paid to do this. So yes,
there's an exact reason why.
Yeah, you wonder what Mel Kiper would be saying if Caleb Williams wins six in Detroit next Thursday night, guys. He'd probably be saying,
Well, forget it. That's why the Bears are picking first in the draft every year, and then Ryan Poles, the GM, would go, "Who in the hell is Mel Kiper?" Like Bill Tobin did.
Fun fact about Mel Kiper.
Who in the hell is Mel Kiper?
Fun fact about Mel Kiper: he's from my city in Baltimore. He went to a local high school that I was rivals with way before me. But right before the 2019 NFL draft, I saw him at the Chili's in our neighborhood, and he was having dinner with his mom and his sister, and his hair doesn't move. It's crazy. It's insane. I left him alone though. I didn't even
taking a running. I don't agree with taking a running back in the top 10 when he said that in 2015.
You know, John might be thinking about taking Bobby Boucher here in this pick. Knowing he's a big Niners
What
fan
did you want to take Joe Burrow's girlfriend?
Speaking of teams that despise being a Niners fan, the Rams, right? Okay, so they need somebody.
They need everything.
They need, So honestly, if you're gonna start somewhere, you're building a team. If you're an executive, right? You get the call. You look at the board. You need someone to go under center, right? I think at this point right now, Bo Nix is where he drops from Oregon. I think he goes to the Rams. I think they make the pick. They make the call. They take him. A lot of the guys have gone off. Nix maybe shouldn't drop this low, but I think he's a quality guy.
Isn't he like 30?
What? Listen,
24.
I feel like he's been in college since I was in college.
I think for what they do for an offense, what they run for a scheme, I think it works out for them. I think it would work. But they can find pieces everywhere else, like free agency, things like that. Bo Nix is probably the call they go to and put someone under center.
That's a good pick. Adam, your godforsaken Pittsburgh Steelers are up at 20.
See that? I see
what
that.
sad
now.
soul has to spend 5 years in Pittsburgh?
That's right.
I'm sure we're sitting here licking our lips, going, "I can't believe he's still sitting there." We definitely need the center of Jackson Johnson out of Oregon, and that's who I'm taking.
Jackson Powers Johnson.
Jackson
Big
Powers.
hoss, man. 6'3",
Not a bad pick.
334 pounds.
Dude is a beast. He's a house.
6'3", 220, 829 snaps, 0 sacks, 0 hits, and 1 hurry. That is pretty damn good as a center.
And then he's going to
He's
get
the new
beat up by
Fridge.
Justin Madubuike twice a year the next 5 years. You love to
Those 2
see it.
games a year, buddy.
It's okay. Madubuike is going to throw him around like a baby doll.
We need a center, dude. And there's no, with the older guys we have at quarterback right now, he's gonna get a good feel for things. I feel it's a good pick.
I think he could be available in the second round.
Fuck. Damn it.
I like it,
Detroit
Dylan. I like it. Thank you,
Fuck.
Dylan.
Just to let everyone know, the Detroit Red Wings came back and won in overtime.
Oh no.
Penguins won as well. So
I don't root for anything in Pittsburgh, so boo, I guess. But
yeah.
The one thing I did root for Pittsburgh was the Mullers, and I will hope they come back in the UFL. We got to bring them back.
I talked to Luke the other day during the game.
so we are at pick 21 with the Miami Dolphins.
Yes, that was my pick. Adam just took a giant shit in my cornflakes by taking Jackson Powers Johnson because I thought the Dolphins were going to draft him there.
You're
But
so elegant.
thank you very much, Matt. I appreciate that.
No problem,
But
Jay.
with that being said, Miami still needs a lot of help on the offensive line. I think they're going to take J.C. Latham. The reason why I think they're going to take J.C. Latham is because he has a tremendous run blocker and run driver. Miami has 3 good running backs Raheem Mostert, Devon Achane, and then the other guy, Sammy, whatever his name is. They need to create some holes for that running game. I like J.C. Latham's ability to do that. I think they'll take Latham there at pick
Do you
21.
feel the 18 penalties though they can fix? Okay.
Do I think they can fix the 18 penalties?
He had 18 penalties this year.
Yeah, that comes from being young and talented. Get him the right coaching, get him around the right
And
group
he
of
had
veterans.
6'6", 359.
Yeah,
he had
the guy's a road grader. But I
10
think they can
hurries,
fix it.
let go, 1 hit, 0 sacks though. From the tackle position, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, that's tremendous. Yeah, and you're right, Adam. And
Because
I
I
think,
had him on my paper in case anyone took him. In case anyone took Powers, that was who this I was leading with the Steelers to go after.
okay.
That's why I had all that written down.
Jamie at 22.
with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Will he get booed?
Boo!
That, or
Big
hopefully
trade
I
for
don't get
Kenny Pickett, baby.
hopefully I don't get thrown in the jail at Lincoln Financial Field too. Because did you know? I don't know if people know this, but the stadium at Lincoln Financial Field, there's actually a jail for the fans. Like they put them in a jail cell there.
I
The
thought that
Link
was at
has
the
an actual jail. It's wild.
I thought that was at the vet.
I don't
No,
know.
the Link has one. The Link definitely
They
has
need
one.
it. Philadelphia
has
is
one,
full
too.
of
Philly's
heathens.
rough.
Don't you guys play? Oh, actually, Matt, both of all teams played the Eagles this year.
I can't wait to.
Well,
look for it.
actually,
I'm friends with a lot of Eagles fans.
So anyway, I'm at 22. I got the Eagles taking. Actually, this is a guy who I had the Bills taking in the second round. I'm gonna go with the next at 22. The Eagles select the next great Samoan pass rusher from college, Latu
From UCLA.
UCLA. Yeah. The next great Samoan defensive lineman.
And Minnesota is on the clock at 23.
I can't believe you
I
guys.
didn't even realize that Dylan had both picks of the Vikings. I didn't even realize that.
I can't believe you guys letting me. You got Jamie. You giving me this. This is an easy pick for me. Dallas Turner, roll tie.
Oh,
I didn't think he'd be there at 23. I thought he would have been.
That's a good pick to replace Daniil Hunter.
Yeah, and Daniel Turner tore up the scouting combine. From what I heard, he had some of the best speed and some of the best strength among the D linemen there at the scouting combine. That guy, I think he's going to be a stud.
I think that will be a top 8 pick, but at 23, this is beyond steal.
I think so too. Dallas Turner ate people up at Alabama.
I believe
Matt,
I am on the clock.
Are we
At
going to see
20
the Cowboys replacement at quarterback in this pick?
We are not.
Well, all the ones who beat first rounders are gone.
They need offensive line help more than anything else. They have been absolutely beaten up at offensive line the last couple of years. I could go Jared Verse here to assist Parsons and Dexter Lawrence as I'm sorry. Is his name Dexter Lawrence? No, that's the
Marcus
Giants.
Lawrence.
DeMarcus Lawrence. I could have him go with. I could have them go with Verse at edge, but I believe they're going to go with offensive line help. So I think they're going to take Alumayiwa Fashanu from Penn State, the offensive tackle.
Yeah,
I think he's big. He's long. He can kind of play inside or outside in terms of
he's versatile.
versatility.
He's a pure left tackle to replace.
And the Cowboys lost Tyron Smith to the Jets, so I think that's a good solid pick right there. And at 25, Jason, your hometown team,
yes,
the Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers. Well,
The Green Bay Packers, as Chris
That's
Berman
right.
would
the
say.
pack of back. So one of the Packers' biggest needs going into the draft is on offensive line. They need help, and I have them picking a great steak and potatoes guy here by the name of Graham Barton out of Duke. I think
Ooh.
he's the perfect Brian Gutekunst draft pick at 25. Here's the reason why. Barton is mammoth. We know that. He's huge. He's 315 some odd pounds, 6'5", 6'6". But he has tremendous footwork, guys, especially when it comes to screens. And the Packers love to run screens, especially with Josh Jacobs there replacing Aaron Jones. I expect they're going to be running a lot more screens with Jacobs there. They need that. They need help on the line there. They need a young guy who can get out there and block well on the screens. I love Graham Barton at 25. Put him there for Green Bay.
And on the clock at 26 is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yes,
and that is John.
That's it. In the same spot, the Rams, man, they have a lot of these on offense, quarterback, tight end, things like that. But these guys, they're going to look defense. They're going to look for a cornerback, Nate Wiggins out of Clemson.
All right.
Great
That's a solid pick.
Good guy. Can take away your the wide receiver one from a lot of other guys. Again, filling the answers on defense to give you time to figure out the offense. I think he's a great pick. Dropping this far is kind of surprising. I think he would go in the top 15, but dropping down to 26 if he's there, I think it's a good pick for the Bucs.
Absolutely. And on the clock at 27 is the Arizona Cardinals.
And I don't know if his name got called, but I did hear a Texas name. Was Byron Murphy called?
Negative.
No, not yet.
That's going to be called right now with the 27th pick for the Arizona Cardinals. They really need defensive help. They let go 143 yards on average last year on the run game. This guy is really going to come in there. He's 308, 6'1". He had 29 tackles, 13 solo, 16 assists, 5 sacks. I think Byron Murphy fills in well for them.
And that's a good value pick, and that should definitely help them because they got gashed on the ground last year. A couple games over 200 yards. Yeah. Pick 28, Jamie. This is your Buffalo Bills team, Bills Mafia.
Yep. Hey. So anyway, guys, if you've been living under, unless you've been living under a rock or you've been living under the rock pile where the Bills used to play back in the AFL before the merger days, the Bills clearly receiver, right? And even when Diggs was there, receiver. Diggs is gone, receiver. Pretty obvious. So anyway, I was going to go with Donnie Mitchell with this pick, but he's gone now. And I'm deciding between Landon, these two guys. However, I'm going to go with the guy that the Bills met with. He's an absolute burner. He was one of Bo Nix's favorite guys to throw to.
Roy Franklin?
At Oregon. Yep, he's I call him Tyreek Hill 2.0, but bigger. And they met with him. The Bills did. Super fast, super tall. So with the 28th pick in the 2024 NFL Driving to the Top Productions mock draft, my Buffalo Bills and I are going to take Troy Franklin, wide receiver, Oregon.
Wait, and not take Brian Thomas?
You're gonna that's a rough pick.
So on the clock is
Brian
the
Thomas
Detroit
was already
Lions.
taken Brian Thomas was already taken on mine. That's why he went to the Rams on my mock draft.
Well, no, nobody took Brian Thomas today.
No, I didn't have him.
No,
Maybe the Lions will.
He's out there. Yeah, he's floating.
Detroit is on the clock at 29.
Well, you know what? Brian Thomas is on the clock and available.
Is that who you're going with, Dylan?
Take him.
Should I or shouldn't I? I'm thinking either Brian Thomas or Jared Verse, the pass rusher from Florida State.
Oh, Florida State suspect. So go.
You know what? I'll take Brian Thomas.
The whole Florida State team was overrated last season. Take Brian Thomas.
No, I'm
As a Gator guy, agreed. Agreed.
With the way
I-
this draft has fallen, I was expecting Cooper DeJean to be here. Even though he's tested well. I wasn't expecting the amount of offensive tackles to be, available at this point. As much as the Ravens need help at edge, Jared Verse seems like he might have been like a 1-year wonder. I'm gonna go offensive tackle here. One of the offensive tackles from Georgia is still on the board, and
really?
You're going to say
Amarius
Amarius Mims, aren't you?
yes, Amarius
Yes!
Mims is the pick at 30.
I love Amarius Mims.
He feels a need. He can be the day one right tackle for the Ravens, and then with the restructure of Rodney Stanley, I believe he's gone after this year. He could be the left tackle of the future. So I believe that Amarius Mims fills an immediate need for the protection of Lamar Jackson. We traded
Matt.
Morgan Moses to the Jets. We
Yep.
let John Simpson go. Kevin Zeitler signed with the Detroit Lions. So that is where I am at with the 30th pick of the draft. It was crazy how it fell. I really didn't want to take Verse because there was a reason why everybody was skipping over him, and I just believe he only had one good year in college, and Florida State is fraudulent to me. So Amarius Mims is the pick at 30. I think that he gels well with this offense. He's a road grader, and having Derrick Henry in the backfield, you got to put guys in front of him. We lost 3 offensive linemen that were fantastic run blockers last year. So
Plus, it's a similar offense to what he ran in Georgia because Baltimore's
Todd
OC
Monken.
was the OC at Georgia.
absolutely.
And Matt, when I look at Amarius Mims, please forgive the comparison because Jonathan Ogden is a Hall of Famer. But when I look at his size, he has Jonathan Ogden's size. I'm not saying he's going to be as great as Jonathan Ogden, but when you get a guy that big at 6'7", 340 some odd pounds, that guy is a freaking road grader. Yes, Matt, love that pick. Jonathan Ogden size, put him in there, see what he can do.
John,
I love it.
walk with the Niners.
On the clock at 31.
Is it 31 already? Oh, I thought we were at 30. So listen, obviously this is my team. So watching these guys, obviously we have a lot of needs, offensive line wise. There's a lot. You got to keep Purdy protected. Let this guy throw. Let him cook. But I think honestly the way to go is on the other side of the ball. Cornerback is really a way to look. There's a lot of times they run with their defense. They run a lot of cushion. Let them go. You guys can get in there quick. Stay on their guys. I think Mike Sainristil is the guy to go out of Michigan. I think he's underrated. He really shouldn't fall this low, but I think he's really a guy you want in your team. A guy's guy of a football player. I think you want him on that team. I think he'd be a great addition to the Niners defense.
That's a good pick.
Nickelback.
Yep.
Look at this photograph. Anyway.
And to round out the first round, the Kansas City Chiefs.
I let Jamie pick this one. The great rivalry with the Bills and Chiefs lately in the playoffs.
I do thank you, Adam, actually, for letting me pick this one. I appreciate it. Anyway, John,
right?
John, it's really hard for the 49ers. I mean, Brock Purdy's a great quarterback, and you want to let him cook, but Kyle Shanahan's problem is he wants to keep pounding the rock like his father used to do to take time off the clock and run it down.
Only until the second half. We're forgetting there's two halves in a game. That's what his problem is.
I think the Lions learned about that one.
Yep.
Very true.
I think the Ravens learned that lesson too.
Good point.
PTSD.
All right. Anyway, I got the Chiefs taking a wide receiver here, but this one might be a little bit out of left field. the Chiefs are normally known for their small and fast receivers, but they need a big and tall type of receiver now,
Coleman?
especially with the Rashee Rice incident. And this guy, he may have fudged his 40 time at the 40-yard dash, but he's big, very physical wide receiver, strong, and is a yak yards after the catch type of guy. So with the 32nd pick and the last pick in the first round of the 2024 Driving to the Top Productions NFL mock draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Keon Coleman, wide receiver, Florida State.
Didn't I just say the whole Florida State team was overrated?
Yeah, dude, that's
Not him. He's a big boy.
Well, Holmes will use him for 4 weeks and then put him on the bench.
Yeah, right.
For real.
Have yards after the catch.
Isn't that where Lima Swede came from too?
Linus Swede?
Didn't
was
he come from
Texas.
Florida State?
No, Linus Swede came from Texas.
Oh.
Yeah. Now it's interesting, guys. I was looking at a couple of the players that were left. The safety Newbin, surprised no safeties went in the first round, and Lad McConkey was omitted from the first round of the NFL draft, according to Driving to the Top Productions, and Jared Verse as well.
Ooh.
So that was surprising. That was a good draft, guys. A lot of surprises. John taking J.J. McCarthy number 1 overall was just a little wild.
Smoke screen, you can't see me. Kalen Clark, Angel Reese, anybody?
Well, who are the Bills going to take? They're going to take. I mean, McCarthy
Indiana
really
Fever.
impressed at that draft, at that combine. He really did. I mean, they're talking about the Pats taking him at 3. Why would the Bears take him? The guy's tall. He's accurate. He can run when he needs to. If Chicago passes him and goes for the Caleb Williams hype, that's a. I mean, I think they already kind of are eating that right now over hype and eating what they have for a quarterback.
The
Yeah, but they're
dumbest
comparing
thing.
Caleb Williams to Patrick Mahomes, how he
The
plays.
dumbest thing that the
Yeah,
Bears
there's no
did
way.
was trade Justin Fields. They could have taken Marvin Harrison Jr. at number 1.
No, man. Fields is not the spot for the Bears, man. I'm telling
They
you.
did not give that man a chance, and they put him with no weapons. How do you truly know what? Okay, think about it this way: the last couple of years, his best asset was DJ Moore, and he had no offensive line, no running game, and the defense was constantly breaking. So
and
in
last
my
year,
eyes,
when he was hurt, he got better as the season went along, and it looked like he was starting to get a grip of the offense after when he came back.
what he needed is what they put around Caleb Williams this year, or whoever they pick. They added DeAndre Swift. They got Komet back. They traded for Keenan Allen. Come on, like that's
The one aspect you're not talking about is the fact of the player. You're talking about the team and what they can do on their end. On his end, this dude was checked out. He was ready to go. Didn't want anything to do with this team. There wasn't like a, hey man, listen, let's see what we can do in the draft. Let's build it. Let's see what we can do. This dude checked out. He was like, okay, cool, draft, trade me, let's go. Like he wasn't.
That's fair. No, I mean that is fair.
That's what I'm saying.
John.
It wasn't a two-sided. If it was a matter of him being like, hey, you know what? Let's see what we can do in the draft. What can we get me? Let's get me some weapons. Let's build it. This guy was like, okay, whatever. Want to get out of here, just selling out things, just giving it up. I mean, you got to start over at some point. You got to hit the reset button. Unfortunately, am I saying Fields is bad? Absolutely not. He can go where he's going to go is he can be good. He can be a guy who can make a difference and definitely make it be a great guy for games. But just it wasn't working in Chicago.
Especially I get your point, John, because like I said, you saw what the Bears did with their defense.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jamie. My bad.
Yeah, sorry, man. But anyway, John, you saw what they started to do on defense when Eberflus started calling the plays at the end. They're starting to build up a good defense over there, and they and like I said, they got to get at least a solid quarterback that can at least do his part, because the defense is only going to get better, I think, under Eberflus in year 3. It's what can they do on offense now.
No, I agree.
You guys must have watched a different Justin Fields than I did, because to me, Justin Fields was bad. and he's not
Right.
getting any better.
Dylan, I agree with you. Justin Fields, the runner, is better than Justin Fields, the quarterback. I felt the Bears just should have scrapped him as being a quarterback and just had him line up as a slot receiver. The guy can run. The guy has speed. I think those are his better attributes than being a thrower. He just doesn't get it. Oh, and let's not forget that he was coddled in that 1 year he was at Ohio State. So the fact that he only played one season at Ohio State shows he still has a lot of maturity to go through to at least be a quarterback. I don't know if that's going to happen in Pittsburgh. Adam doesn't want it to happen, but hey, that's just me. That's my opinion, though.
That's why I go with McCarthy.
I agree with you.
Put him in the Bears. They need a guy who can run first, run second, doesn't get the happy feet. Let me see what I can do and be the guy. Let me get the first down. No, use your weapons, do your checkdowns. You look what's in front of you in the field and go from there. That's why I think McCarthy is the guy to go to, and that's the guy that will bring Chicago into where they want to go in that division and moving forward.
I'm gonna say this about Fields though. If Pittsburgh is smart, they use him the way that they used to use Cordell Stewart, and in a way that is similar to how the Saints use Taysom Hill, without the gunner on punt team situation because he's not built for it. But if you put him on the field as a wide receiver, as a halfback, as a gadget player, you got to account for his athleticism. So if you're not going to start him and you're going to start Russell Wilson, still put number one on the field. He's dangerous with the ball in his hands. So if they can find a way to get him touches as a running back and a slash guy, just like Cordell, if you make him a slash, he's going to make an impact for the Steelers this year.
I agree. Same way with Taysom Hill in New Orleans. That's the same way. To use him in those gadget plays and use him when you bring him out. Absolutely.
You imagine Justin Fields is Pittsburgh's fourth running back with Cordell Patterson, Najee Harris, and Jalen Ward.
Yeah, that's a little wild.
I think Fields is a great talent. He can do a lot on that field. He needs to find his place. Maybe it's not quarterback, like I was saying, what Matt said, gadget plays, things like that. Maybe coming in second, third down. But I don't want to discount Fields and sit here and tell you he's a horrible pick. He's a horrible player. The guy's great. It just didn't work in Chicago. He checked out. Chicago wasn't feeling it. They got to reset. They got to get their new quarterback. But he goes to the right place. It works for him. It works for that team, and I think he can be successful.
That's what I said. You got to put him in the right situation. In this case, I think it is Pittsburgh.
That's right.
Fair.
By the way, out of the six of us, who do you think drafted the best?
Without killing each other, let's be honest. Let's be simple.
Well, me, of course.
Come on. McCarthy, Neighbors, going Mitchell. Come on. First three. Come on.
I honestly think
Take a look. Yep.
I'm looking at the picks right now.
Be honest, man.
I liked my picks, and I'm always going to be for myself. But honestly, who picked it for?
I did.
I think Jamie had a pretty good draft.
What?
Yeah.
Harrison.
He picked the Gene, right? Or
he had the
he picked
Kool-Aid
Powers.
pick, though. That threw a lot of people off.
What?
It's all right. I like Jamie's a little bit. John had a pretty good. Everybody picked.
Jamie's got to be pretty tall for reaching, in a couple of rounds. But I'll give it to him. All right, he got the Harrison pick. I give it to him. All right, yeah, it was good.
He picked Bowers at 9, didn't he?
No, I picked.
That was about. No, he didn't pick Bowers.
No, I picked Johnny Newton at 10 for the Jets.
You picked Bowers at 9.
No, I didn't have the Bears.
No, Jason, you picked him at 9.
I like Jason's too. Jason at 9, and I think he had
Bowers is a good pick, man. I had him going later in the I have him going later in the round. Bowers is a good pick, man.
As long as Bowers doesn't go to the Cincinnati Bengals, I don't care where he goes.
Let me tell you, Matt. He's not getting past Indy at 15.
But that means the Bengals have a chance. I hope the hell they don't pick him. I want the Bengals to draft everybody from Southeast Louisiana State.
Or draft
That's how I feel when
Kajana
it comes to the
Carter.
Seahawks.
Or what if they redraft Kajana Carter?
Kajana Carter.
Or
They
or
need to
draft
redraft Corey Dillon.
or Matt, what if they draft Joe Burrow's girlfriend?
That'd be
Not
okay.
dead.
Remember she went
I
viral
gotta
last
ask.
year for a
I
little
gotta
bit?
ask the panel. I gotta ask you guys. So obviously, I had the first pick. I had McCarthy, right? Obviously, okay, was a quarterback strong. Who do you guys think is going first? I gotta go
Caleb
around.
Williams,
Who's going first?
1000%.
Caleb Williams.
Unfortunately, Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams.
It's
No.
foregone
Goofy.
conclusion. Caleb Williams.
This guy's
But
out
I
here
got
demanding
McCarthy,
stake
dude.
in the
John, I'm with
team
you, man. I
and
hope
all
it's
these other
McCarthy.
demands. You're gonna say the team is gonna pick him first, a diva like this? No way. No way even close.
So
Ryan,
John,
think about it though. The reason
No.
Ryan Poles wants Caleb Williams because what did he have at Kansas City? Patrick Mahomes. Who are they comparing Caleb Williams to? That's why he wants.
And that's a false comparison. He's nowhere
But
close.
that's
He
why
can't
he
hold
wants
Mahomes'
that
job.
quarter.
There's
He
no
wants
even
that
close.
type of quarterback in Chicago who can do.
so
that.
John, I agree with you and Adam. I think Caleb Williams is extremely overrated. This guy is a clown. He's all about strut and stuff. He's not about talent and wanting to win. But everything I have been reading, John, everywhere shows that the Bears are so stuck and so sold on Caleb Williams that I think if they had a chance, they would give this guy 90% share in the team, which is completely wrong. It just seems like Chicago has their sights set on him. And unless there's another team, hold on, Dylan, just 1 second, please. Unless there's another team that wows them with an amazing offer to move them down lower in the draft to pick more quantity, I don't see Chicago parting ways. I think they're going to take Caleb. I'm sorry, Dylan, go ahead.
Wow.
I'm telling you right now, Caleb Williams is not Patrick Mahomes. Nobody is Patrick Mahomes. But Caleb Williams is the second coming of Aaron Rodgers. Both Pac-12.
I know one guy.
Wow.
I know one guy
Yeah.
who thinks
I think Caleb Williams is
Patrick
next to
Mahomes.
Marcus Russell.
No. Jamarcus Russell made his money off one game and the comp and pro days. He made his one game
saying what I
against
think
money
Caleb Williams-
against
Marcus
Denver.
Russell was not an intelligent guy. Caleb Williams went to USC. He's an intelligent guy. He went to
What are you
USC.
saying?
to
People?
play-
Williams
To be in the-
Williams is a good player. He is. I'm not sitting here discounting him, but the first pick for what the Bears need after what they've had to deal with and endure, I just feel like that's why like McCarthy was the guy. You know, obviously if they don't draft him, he's probably going to New England. Not I mean, I live in Massachusetts. I hear the chatter, and they were talking. There was everything from it was all these guys. McCarthy is going to go to New England if he doesn't go first. But I just feel like Williams is not the guy. I feel like I can't think the name escapes me. I was going to talk about earlier. The person I was a quarterback sitting there the whole first round, kind of just looking at the camera the whole time, who got invited, waiting for the call and didn't get it. That's going to be Williams. Personally, if the Bears are that sold in, good on them. Get them, take them, and deal with take your medicine. But I feel like if he doesn't go first, Williams gonna be sitting there, looking at the camera, looking at his phone, going, "Where's my call?" I thought I was
This
supposed
is
to.
not going to be Brady Quinn. Caleb Williams is going 1-on-1 next Thursday night in Detroit.
Hey, fellas, I don't want to be rude. I have to be up at 4.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I know
gotta go
Jay
too,
usually kicks off around now. I know. I was just getting ready to call it, Matt.
This was a great show, fellas. I enjoyed being on the screen with all you guys. Maybe we can run a post draft show and compare the
Let's
before and
go.
after.
And
do
don't
it.
forget to subscribe to our channel at Driving to the Top Productions on YouTube, people. Don't
Matt,
forget-
I'll see you for the WWE draft show soon.
Absolutely, we're gonna get that done.
Let's go.
And
guys.
then me and Joe got a baseball episode Wednesday. So
Yes,
Should've
I will
kept
be
that
back
on,
with
though.
Tim on Thursday for Foul Ball Talk. We'll be live around 8:00 on Thursday night. The Orioles are off, and coming up soon, I will be interviewing former Dallas Cowboy and San Francisco 49er Keon Lattimore, Ray Lewis's little brother. So that will be coming up soon.
Yes.
Yes, sir. So that will be coming soon, fellas. Thank you all so much for having me, Adam. I'll
Yep.
text you tomorrow, buddy.
Yes,
Yep.
sir,
Always a
Matt.
pleasure,
Thank you
man.
for
Thank
popping
you.
on, man. Thank you.
mhm.
Everybody, how do we get a hold of you? And that's when we'll call it. John, hold on after the show, though. I got some exciting news to talk to you about. So,
Yay.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
anything on?
You guys can get a hold of me, at least for right now. Follow me on Twitter at Dodger Jason. I am in the works and getting my own podcast going with Adam's tremendous help. Thank you for that, by the way. And I'll keep you guys an alert about that on a Dodger podcast show in the not too distant future. But again, follow me on Twitter, Dodger Jason. Connect with me, interact with me. Let's have some fun. Thanks again, guys. It's been fun tonight. Great show tonight, Adam.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Jay, for popping on. Thank you.
You bet.
Jay, Dylan?
Host of the Big D podcast. Let me think. I might have a mock draft tomorrow night. Even though
All right.
today's usually mock draft Monday, but Tuesday I could fit in a mock draft tomorrow night. Host of the Big D podcast, Monkey Spectrum Sports. Hopefully your Masters picks were better than mine last week.
Sweet. Jamie?
Thank you, Adam. You guys can find me. You guys can find me, yours truly, at Jamie Malloy, the unbiased journalist, at DJ Dog Tags right here on X. And then you can also find me at Bill's Chat 1 at Bill's Mafia Chat. You can also find me on theforkball.com where I'm writing about all stories. And as I said earlier, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page at Driving to the Top Productions. And also don't forget to catch me and Joe Dalio's newest episode of the Subway Conversation Chat this Wednesday night at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time.
John?
No, I guess leaves me. Awesome. You can find me for all your wrestling information, sports as well, Red Sox, 49ers, things like that. You can find me here at Chairshot Sports on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook as well. Chairshotsports@gmail.com as well. So we're here for you.
Hey, I am at Sports Talking It. Jamie recommended follow the channel, subscribe, like, do all that good stuff. And if you got a channel right out to any of us, we will follow you back because we all need to grow and get bigger. Yes, Phoenix has finally made the screenshot there. Anyway, guys, I think it's great. We're gonna relive this thing and see how we actually did compared to real life. Granted, the thing about doing our own, we don't always see the needs that they really need. We see what we want to see, and that's what makes this entertaining. Like we all want the big receivers, we all want the prime time, and everyone forgets about the trench guys. So we'll see how everyone did, and we'll regroup. And I thank everyone for watching. Thank you across the board, and everybody have a good night.